Loved ones, comrades, children, showing support for fallen heroes.
It's devastating.
Blue ribbons, blue lights, and American flags line the streets of Westerville and well beyond.
My father was a policeman, and I just can't imagine what they're going through.
I couldn't fathom him not coming home one day.
2 Central Ohio police officers killed responding to a call for help.
Tonight, the community stands at attention to honor their ultimate sacrifice.
It's important that we all rally together and show the love and be the light.
10 TV's team coverage starts now. Now at 5, a powerful symbol of support, honoring fallen Central Ohio heroes. A line of law enforcement paying tribute to 2 Westerville police officers.
These are the men we remember tonight. On the left, Westerville police officer Anthony Morelli. He was 54 years old, a 30-year veteran of the force. On the right, Westerville police officer Eric Joring. He was 39 years old, a 17-year veteran of the force with 4 daughters. Both were shot and killed on Saturday morning. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Jerry Revish. And we come to you this hour with newly released information on funeral services for these officers. There will be a joint visitation and funeral this Friday in Westerville.
A public visitation will start at 10 a.m., followed by the funeral at 12:30. Both will be at St. Paul Catholic Church on North State Street. Now, the period of mourning began today with a procession that started just before noon. 10 TV's Glenn McIntyre and 10 TV's Maureen Kosot covered the procession. They've been talking with people who came out to honor the officers.
We begin tonight with Maureen Kosot at Westerville Police Headquarters. Maureen.
Well, Jerry, we want to talk about what's happening in Westerville right now, where more than 2 days after the officers were shot and killed, there continues to be a nonstop flow of people coming to pay their respects here at this ever-growing memorial, including Ohio Governor John Kasich and his family. They are natives of Westerville. They were here just a few moments ago paying their respects. It has been a long journey today for Central Ohio law enforcement, and that long journey will continue. A seemingly endless river of law enforcement cruisers rolled through Westerville, escorting 2 medics carrying the bodies of fallen Westerville police officers Eric Joring and Tony Morelli.
Grace will lead me home.
Thousands of people lined the procession route holding American flags, an utterly silent display of honor and respect. Westerville police explorers say it will be an honor and a privilege to follow in the officers' footsteps.
I'm going to go out there every day and do exactly what they did, and if I have to put my life on the line to serve and protect our community, I will.
A painful day for Central Ohio law enforcement. First responders who now face the somber task of saying goodbye to 2 American heroes who died protecting others. And, you know, people are doing more than just coming here with flowers or a flag or a teddy bear. We've seen so many people leaving here in tears tonight. This is the first time in the history of Westerville that police officers were killed in the line of duty. Live in Westerville, Maureen Kosot, 10 TV News.
Thank you, Maureen. Ohio Governor John Kasich is paying tribute to the fallen officers. He tweeted today, quote, "In respect of the ultimate sacrifice made by officers Morelli and Joring, I am ordering the lowering of flags until they are laid to rest." People came from all over Central Ohio to line the streets of Westerville. 10 TV News reporter Glenn McIntyre is live with their story. Glenn?
Yolanda, blue ribbons lined the procession route. Earlier today, these streets were lined with mourners, people who say they just couldn't stay home in the face of such a terrible loss for this community. He was among the first along State Street this morning, American flag in hand.
Just to honor the men, this is beyond tragic.
Like so many others here today, he didn't know officers Anthony Morelli or Eric Joring, but he knows something of what they faced every day.
I used to work dispatch, so I've been on the receiving end of the calls when they come in. Knowing what the officers go through, you don't really know until you're out there. I've been there. That is why I honor them today.
For decades, Anthony Morelli and Eric Joring answered the call. They showed up for their community, and today their community showed up for them.
It's the least we can do. It's the least we can do.
It's just so devastating to our community. Nothing like this has ever happened to us.
Ed Huber stands on this street with a heavy but grateful heart. As a school resource officer, Anthony Morelli touched his family directly.
He kind of mentored my son as a young kid. You know, sometimes as a parent, you can't get through to your kids like other people can. And Officer Morelli kind of mentored him. They've become really good friends over the years. My son is now 27, and he's in the National Guard. He's re-enlisted twice. He works for the Defense Department down off of Broad Street. He's doing really well, and I dedicate a lot of that to Mr. Morelli.
It's such a terrible tragedy. His daughter is walking down the aisle in the summer, and he's not going to be able to walk her down the aisle. And it's awful. It's not fair. It's selfish. None of this needed to happen.
It's why they needed to be here today, to process the pain, to salute service and sacrifice, and to let those who are hurting know they are not alone.
Death is final. These guys gave everything. They gave their all. And we as a community need to come out and let these guys know that they're loved. We need to surround their families and let them know that they're loved. We need to surround the Westerville Police Department and let them know that we're loved.
And there was so much sadness along this route today, but more than one person we spoke to told us that they were proud and heartened to see how this community turned out today for these two brave officers and those who loved them. Reporting live in Westerville, Glenn McIntyre, 10 TV News.
Thanks, Glenn. Columbus police offered us this perspective you're about to see from one of their cruisers during the procession.
With our Columbus police officers.
You might have seen this video during our special coverage this afternoon. Columbus police say 300 cruisers were along this route.
Well, the man accused of killing the Westerville police officers, Quentin Smith, is facing 2 counts of aggravated murder. Police say he shot and killed officers Joring and Morelli on Saturday after the officers responded to a 911 hang-up call. It turns out this wasn't the first time police responded to that location. 10 Investigates Bennett Haberly has been digging into Quentin's past, as well as police calls to that apartment. He'll have a closer look ahead at 5:30. Well, still ahead at 5, how Central Ohio kids are paying tribute to their heroes.
But first, here are some more sights and sounds of today's procession.
And grace